Welcome to Capitol Review. I'm Mark Hall. In the district this week, voters headed to the polls. They voted on several seats on council, along with officials on Capitol Hill. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joins us now on Capitol Review. And Daniel, you've been following the primary, so welcome to Capitol Review. Thank you, Mark. Let's get started. The most competitive race was in Ward 7 to replace the former mayor and longtime Councilmember Vincent Gray. It was a very crowded field with 10 candidates. How did Wendell Felder pull this out?
Well, of course, it was a very crowded field. He is a four-time ANC commissioner. He is also the former chair of the Ward 7 Democrats. So he actually had the endorsement of the outgoing council member Vincent Gray, which was a big endorsement there, as well as several council members and former Mayor Anthony Williams. So he is certainly pulled this out, and within a couple hundred votes there. So it was a very close race.
Well, all of the incumbents, as you know, they won their primary. So what does that say for the state of the council? What does that represent to you?
Well, voters kind of said they wanted the status quo is really what this says, because all of those incumbents won. Of course, Wendell Felder being the one person who is going to be new to the council, which is projected here. But really, when you talk about crime, violent crime has been a huge issue over the last year. Year to date, crime is down 15%, and violent crime is down actually 26%. But it's still a big issue that voters are looking at. And some of the races, including Ward 4 council member Janice Lewis-George, her two opponents really tried harping on the fact that they said that she was soft on crime, very left progressive. But really, voters said overwhelmingly, more than 60% of the vote went to her. And so they really said, we still support you. And the council is really going to be moving forward with what they had, including, this year they passed the Secure DC bill to cut down on that violent crime.
Crime, obviously one of the top priorities. Also, the commanders.
The commanders, that is a big topic of conversation, trying to lure the commanders back to the RFK site. There's still some hiccups in Congress trying to get final approval. Obviously, they have been able to, or they will now be able to demolish the RFK site and hopefully build a new stadium. There's been discussion back and forth about whether taxpayer money should be used for it. The newest member of the council who could be joining them in November, after November's election, Wendell Felder, he does want to develop that RFK site, but he doesn't want taxpayer dollars. So that will certainly be a big discussion over the next year about how that is going to be funded and what goes there.
But, most of the Washingtonians, they want the commanders to come back, but it's not an easy fix. It wouldn't happen overnight. There's just a lot of moving parts.
Right, exactly. Like I said, the National Park Service says it can be demolished, so that's step one. The House passed a bill recently, a few months ago, saying that the site can be redeveloped, but the Senate still has to pass that, and we know there's been some holdups, especially from one senator, trying to get that done. So it's not an easy thing to do, and obviously with the Wizards and Capitol staying here, with the city offering hundreds of millions of dollars, that is very well could be on the table for RFK, the RFK site, and for the commanders. But again, this back and forth of, do we want to pay for it? Do we want to shell out those taxpayer dollars?
All right, Daniel, I'm not going to ask you to look into your crystal ball. That would be unfair, but what can we expect to see in November?
DC is, of course, a very heavily Democratic city here, and so typically whoever wins in the primary election is going to win in November. So we are expecting to see, the full council as it stands right now, minus Vincent Gray plus Wendell Felder.
All right, Daniel, thank you so very much for joining us.